nature. I did it the other day, and it was pretty amazing. I started gazing at a tree. And I just stood there, and I watched the tree. And I know you won't believe this, but pretty soon the tree started talking to me. Now, it didn't talk English, because trees don't talk English, but it started actually communicating with me. And the thing that came across to me is that everything in our lives, everything is important. The air, the tree, the sky, it's all important, and it's all waiting to be communicated with. It's all there. So you might want to find an anthill, for example. That's a silly little thing, but you could get down and watch an anthill. Just watch it and watch the ants crawling around and watch what they do. And that kind of gets this practice of concentrating on gazing. And then inspect flowers and blades of grass and grains of sand. Take some time and look at a tree or leaves or falling snow. And then when you get good at that, start doing it with a person. Now, you can do it by sneaking up on them. You don't have to tell them, I'm going to gaze at you. Just sit there and I'm going to gaze. No. But you know, there are situations where the other person is doing something. You know, they might be in the kitchen or they might be reading a book. And you out of the corner, they think you're watching TV or something. You turn around slightly and you start gazing. And you start looking. And I will guarantee that if you do this for more than 30 seconds, you'll start to see something a little different in the person. And when you really get good at it, what you begin to see is you begin to see the light. Do you know that every person in this room has the ability to see auras of another person? We do. Because they're there. But we don't practice it, so most people don't think they're there, but they are there and we can see them. So work on the idea of gazing with another person, and then rely on your inner knowing. We talk about that all the time, your inner wisdom. Hang out with yourself. Listen to yourself. Be sure to discriminate between your self-talk from your subconscious mind and the wisdom that comes to you, the intuition that comes to you. And then the idea of being inclusive. To begin to see from the perspective of other people. To begin to say, my conditioning, the way I see things, is only my conditioning. And then, of course, the thing we're going to be working on next year is living our life purpose. Living the purpose that we want to live that makes meaning out of our own lives. To do something, we don't have to do anything great. It can be small as long as we have great passion in living. Richard was going to talk, he will mention, he's going to tell us at the end, so listen to the song. He's going to say a little bit about Peter O'Toole, who just passed away, and how he lived his life. And maybe not all of it was fabulous and great, what he did. But one thing that he did is he lived it fully. He lived it completely. And so when it was over, he had done it all. Let's be the same way in living our own life. And then make a commitment finally to live in this moment, to live right here, to live right now. So as we move into the Christmas season, maybe we weren't born in a forest or a cave or a manger. And maybe the day we were born, the universe did not rejoice. But there is something about each one of us that the universe rejoices every day, if we'll only listen. Maybe when we were born, the universe of 10,000 worlds didn't shake and quake. Maybe a lightning bolt didn't strike our mother's womb, causing a fire. Maybe our hospital room wasn't even illumined by a bright light. But there was still a still small voice of God that proclaimed, "You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased." That is probably one of the most important things you can believe about yourself. That you are the beloved. Maybe no wise men or astrologers came to visit you, but there's an inner wisdom that dwells within you. And you know, thank God that you didn't have to put up with a crazy king who wanted to kill you. Even if there are crazy people in your life, each one of us and crazy things that happen to us, each one of us right here and right now are stronger for it and better people for it. Maybe our life didn't have a grand purpose in the beginning. Maybe we're not here to save the world. But there's an interior salvation, a loving surrender that God dwells in our hearts. So, the meaning of Christmas is unique and special for each of us. Our life is a bell. Has yours rung yet? Have you heard the ringing of the bell? Maybe it's waiting to be struck. Let's let this Christmas season be the time when you can open and experience that beautiful light of luminosity and the beautiful sound and the melody, the music of the spheres, and let it be reverberate. Let it reverberate in your soul. And once it does, your bell will sing forever. That's the truth. So it is.